That's right. That's right. That's right. What's up? We got our first intro coming into the video, so I was working on that for a little bit, um, and it'll improve. I'm not actually in my office right now. I'm just sitting in my living room. But I was working on this pretty late. And, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if I loop that. I'll probably leave that playing in the background for a little while until we throw something else up there. But very very proud of that. Yeah. So Shadow Script. We do like the shadow dev art and all the different stuff. So you already know it's your boy Shadow. We live in effect. We coming in with a vibe code, chill stream today, bro. I I may or may not have just woken up. I may or may not have stayed up till like 2 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning working on that. So I'm very very proud of that. I did plan on vibe code yesterday. Um, I'll just go ahead and take y'all into some stuff. I'll show y'all what's really good. But basically, because it's been so long, I just finished my little 9 to 10 month paramedic program, and it did take a lot of my energy, time, and focus. And I'm very thankful. Thanks be to God that I was able to um, enter that endeavor and successfully complete it. In order to do so, it took a lot of discipline, and I had to cut back on some of the things that I love to do. Whether that be art or programming or streaming. So all those things kind of took a backseat to uh, my medical career and my medical aspirations. We're going to keep pushing our scope and continue to move forward in our abilities to treat our patients. So um, can't be a ninja, you feel me, without being like a medical ninja. Like it's a full package, you know what I'm saying? You can have the martial arts, you can have all of those things, but when it come down to it, like you also gotta have the ability to let's say be medically knowledgeable and stuff like that, uh, chi and all that great stuff. So studying Western medicine, but I got a passion and drawn to the Eastern medicine as well. So outside of that, like I said, I'm gonna stop blabbering on, show y'all what we was doing yesterday whenever I was going to be streaming. Like I said, I've been out for school, so it took a lot of getting my system set back up to stream. From getting restreamed back online, stream on multiple platforms at the same time too. My device itself, prepared to code and stuff like that. Like I had to basically revamp my whole machine, take on the interpreter thing off because no longer recognizing Pi game issues. But overall, I'm very happy with how yesterday turned out. I was able to get the latest version of Python uh, on my device. Latest version of Pip. Once changed. So I'll go ahead and, and, and Uh, let's see. Take this off a loop for a second. If you just get here, uh, 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 intro. Uh, um, it was looping over here on the side. What we're gonna do is so now I should be able to see. Yo, if you haven't seen it, go back to the beginning. The intro. You feel me? Sorry about that. Boom. Now we're getting there. So, oh, working. All right, cool. It's been a while since I streamed. Uh, if you into it, so let's get this little pot game window going. I'm not gonna lie, I like coding, but I do this just like gonna get game window. Um, let's do what we're gonna call it. And right now, it's making a window, and then we'll come up with the game that we're working on. I was actually I'm just working on what we're working on. So we'll call it ShadowS Keep, right? I'm sure that's the name of another game, so we'll change it. Let's call it Shadow Script for now. Some generic. I already know work on. So let's see. That's another thing I have to figure out. There it is. Clock. Now we need to make our game loop. Nah, that's not really what I'm trying to do. So I'll draw shadow, text font, color, shadow, color, position, shadow, offset. Interesting. Would be good for like the beginning of a game. Like it's like the stuff is it will literally do things like for you. Yeah, that's gonna get us down a rabbit hole that we're not really trying to go down. So we're gonna back off all of that right now. It's cool, but that's not the rabbit hole. All right, so uh, here we go. All right, so I already did Annette. Got my clock. Got my title. Oh, my loop. Yeah. So running equals. While running for event and podcast. Look, it literally just codes for you at this point. It's so cool. But I don't want all of that. I'm gonna delete a bunch of that because I'm not trying to make rectangle game. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. It does so much coding for you now. It's crazy. Usually frame black. What color is 30? So that's good. We should be able to make a game window now. I think for y'all to see the game window, that window instead of my code window. But we'll get to that when we get there. My second camera on just is not working because what I could do is like just use that angle to point at the screen. There we go. Game window. All right. And we'll show it to y'all real quick just so you can see we successfully got our game window going. Mm, and take a little minute. Replace screen sharing. And then and so that's our game window. So now we're gonna we'll just split a character onto the screen real fast. So let's see if I can start doing this faster. I'm gonna click replace again. I need to learn the command shortcut for that. My screen sharing. And then go back to my window. And I'm gonna go to here. Very good. And now in order to not have so many processes running, I'm gonna close my window. Perfect. All right, so that's a game window. Excuse me. I clicked it so many times it's just popping out game windows. So it's like a little bit of a lag. Cool. I was getting worried. I was like, well, maybe I did something wrong. While that's catching up, what we'll do is let's see. Well, we're gonna need. I know what we'll do. First things first. Let's see. We'll add a sprite and a Add a character sprite with the so oh, I need to do like enumerate and make a background, all kind of stuff. Yeah, let me not get ahead of myself. Another thing, all right, so what will make this one about? We'll make this one about the camera angles. All right. I did something that I wanted to look at. I did it a while ago and I'm gonna go back to it now. I think it's in my email. All right, check this out. That'd be the first thing we need to do is set up like the camera. Or we can set up the background and the camera, but either way. I guess we should do a tile map first. That way we can tell what the camera's moving over. All right, so let's do that. And honestly, they can let me do it without even having to say what I'm used to doing is I'm used to like actually designing like a tile map or the tiles for a tile map. And I'm sure I got some here on a file somewhere. But I could just use for now like the colors of the ground or whatever. Let's just do that. At least for grass. That's all we're gonna put in right now is just grass. We're gonna keep it simple. Um so where am I? I'm gonna do it on the clock. Right. So colors. Guess directory. Story. The floor is just a 0. Um, we'll make in our one, we'll make let's do a map right quick or a color key. Uh, there we go. This will work. So I want some brown. Let's do saddle brown. It would be 139, 69, 19. 139, 69, 19. Next one be 1. And we'll do some. Mm, we'll do the grass like looking for a nice green. Colors this is not gonna hurt our eyes. I think I like an olive. It's different. Sound like a bright green. Uh, or a dark green. I think olive looks good for grass, or a dark olive drab. I'm gonna go with olive. Olive is 128, 128.0. 128. Come on. I should use spaces, but it'll be all right. And use commas. So we got dirt, we got grass. Now we need water. And a nice color for water. I might be going the wrong way. Like, all right, so I got saddle brown for dirt. This is a pretty big contrast to olive. But the dirt should probably be a little bit lighter. And the other thing I was just thinking about is if I'm using like ninjas and stuff, like their colors are going to be darker, so the background might need to be a little bit more like vibrant. Um, in that case, I almost want like a hmm. It's like, mm, we could do like a khaki color. That will go kind of too much with the olive. That's where my debate is. And then like I'm coming out with the water, I'm looking at like a steel blue. So like the colors are very dark. I'm gonna go with Peru for the dirt. Peru is 205, 163. 205, 133. Cool. Yeah. We was at the water. I think we're gonna have to give up that olive, to be honest. Maybe for a dark olive green or something like that. Thinking about like what would make the color, like the screen, like easy to look at. You feel me? Like, because if you're gonna be playing the game, you're gonna be playing it for a while, and like you actually gonna like certain factors that like would give you a headache, like looking at certain colors against other colors, or like colors that are hard to distinguish from each other, or um, I'm gonna stick with Peru. I'm going to. If I keep olive, the water almost needs to look like a icy type of color instead of like a steel blue. You can have different types of water, like like dark water or water that you shouldn't touch, like that will drown you, and then like other water. Just humor me for a second. I think for water we're gonna go with what's called a pale turquoise. I said the colors that I chose are almost like as far as like pop, almost like dreary, light, blank colors, and then that'll allow our character and I was like I want to do this cool thing with like the buildings, like structures and stuff like that, where I want to do this cool thing with like the structures and stuff where you can actually like go into them and you can also scale on top of them and stuff like that. So the background as far as like the tile map being kind of dross or a little bit dreary is will actually help where I can have like more indicators and more things that can pop off of them. I think that was 175, 238, 238. That's interesting. I knew where I was going with that. All right, and then let's go back to our reference. They had something for walls. They have floor, wall, grass, water. I have dirt, grass, water. Should I have walls? Let's keep it basic for right now. We are not gonna go there for right now because, like I said, we're gonna do something else with like structures. All right, cool. So then we need to tile map. Excuse me. All right, so put this back over here. I don't put a lot of spaces. I just be like flying through it. Tile map equal, and then we will do. Let's start with how do we want to do this? First off, let's start with dirt. Or no, we'll start with grass. So we'll do ones. I'm supposed to to that. And then it's gonna be doing that each line. It is yeah. All right. Come down. Basically the same thing. The reason we really need this is so that I start working on our camera so you see that the camera's actually moving. Little things like what is this? One is grass. Zero was dirt. So we did grass. I was thinking let's make like a little path through it. All right, cool. Mm, actually, no. Mm, something left. I should do it. There we go. All right, then it's basically putting like a little pyramid together for us. Let's go ahead and let them do that, and then we'll come back in and switch some stuff. So, mm, and what was it, two? And I'm not gonna this. This is something I can do later. I'm not look at the boring part, but I'm just trying to give it some variety in there. So like you can see that the camera's moving. Basically what we got is like grass everywhere. Then you got a road coming through, and the road having to go around the pond. Like the Matrix where you can see through the numbers, boy. Going across. Maybe that'll go like in and out of a town. You could throw like a house or something up there. Um, put a river here. Oh, I can put actually. I like that. What we'll do is we'll go two grass sides of the road. Road starts to split. too many. All right. So now you got grass everywhere. You got a road that goes around the water. You got a road that splits around the water. We'll come down here. This all grass. So down to the Y.